Good evening, honored guests and guests of honor. I've got a little bit of a challenge on my hands in about 3 or 4 minutes to take this beautiful audience and this glamorous setting and transport you to a different setting. And I didn't think I could do it with my own words. I found something that a student of mine wrote about 10 years ago, and it has very much to do with the power of music. So with your permission, I will read it. In a West Village bar, I listened to the bluesy pleading of her voice. A cold beer sweats on its coaster in front of me. I sink into these words, give into the notes that pierce the fragile margins of my spirit. For a moment, a flutter of joy as the music soothes. Then tears come as I recall the scene from the night before. It is 3 a.m. and I am the night float intern called to see a delirious middle-aged man dying of pancreatic cancer. The man is sitting rigidly upright in bed, arms outstretched, calling to God to take him. His face a frenzied mixture of pain and anticipation. On the edge of the bed, his wife weeps uncontrollably, anxiously readjusting an olive green wool blanket, futilely attempting to conceal a gaping wound, still raw from a recently aborted surgery, attempting to preserve dignity, to preserve a boundary of body that no longer exists. I am overwhelmed by this scene. I am 3 months out of medical school, and I, the doctor, responsible for a desperate dying stranger. I am frozen. I am scared. I am privileged. What do I possess besides an accumulation of facts that qualifies me to participate in this sacred and deeply personal moment? Orders are written, medications given. There's too much to say, but nothing that can be put into words. Nothing to convey the cruel reality. After a feeble attempt of laying on of hands, my pager sounds, and soon I am returning to the next task. Hours later, I'm walking home in the startlingly bright morning sun. I'm feeling not tired, but empty. Where do these intense experiences go? Do they leach into me without notice, become the new lines on my forehead that my mother notices, emerge as the disturbing silences with which I now greet everyday horrors? Or do they gather in tangles at the depths, waiting for the next song to unravel them? This was a decade ago, and today I would propose to you that the scenario would be very different. This beleaguered intern would walk away from the patient's bedside, turn the corner, and almost miraculously hear the notes of music floating from somewhere and discover a Sing4Hope concert in our hospital. She would turn around, go back to that patient's room, and get him into his wheelchair, and with his wife bring him to the concert, which is what happens every time there's a performance. To say that it's miraculous is an understatement. What the performers bring to our patients, to their families, to our doctors, nurses, the students, the staff, everyone, because everyone comes from around the entire hospital to experience this. They bring grace and beauty at a time in a person's life where they feel least beautiful. They bring peace and calm at a time in a person's life where there's nothing but distress and uncertainty. And most importantly, they bring dignity. And so your support is truly a gift. To everyone at Mount Sinai, I can speak to that from my own personal experiences, but certainly to the many other programs that Sing4Hope sponsors.